Hi there guys, Tom Quayle here. I'm at Sweetwater and I am checking out some great new amps from the guys at Laney. Here we've got the Lionheart Foundry series of amps, and later in the video I'm going to check out the Loudpedal, the Ironheart Loudpedal. The Foundry series that we've got here are a fantastic set of 3 amplifiers, all solid state 60 watt amps with some great features, very affordable, and they sound amazing. So any preconceptions you've got about solid state amps, throw those out the window. These basically are just as good sounding as the tube amps that we know and love, and as I say, have some awesome features on them. So we're going to start here with the Super 60 212. This is a vertical 2x12 cab with a 60 watt clean and dirty channel built in. And these are offset 1x12 speakers on here, so it gives you a really big sound from a lightweight, small kind of format amplifier. The other amps in the range, we've got the Super 60 112, which is a 1x12 version, and then we've got the 60 112, which loses just a couple of features but is incredibly affordable and still a fantastic sounding amp. Again, all 60 watts. So, looking at the top panel here, we'll ignore the boost just for the minute. We've got 2 channels. We've got a clean channel, channel 1, and then we've got a sort of dirty, or what they're calling lead channel. This amp is definitely voiced in the kind of vintage realm, so kind of vintage rock and roll tones, beautiful clean tones, edge of breakup tones. But with that boost at the beginning, that's a plus 30 dB boost, you've got loads and loads of gain on tap should you need it. So the clean channel has a bright switch on, which gives you 2 modes, bright and then the normal mode. And then the dirty channel here, the lead channel, also has a bright switch. And then you've got a shared 3-band EQ, a master tone control, which is going to shape the high end and sort of slightly alter the feel of the amp. And then we've got a spring reverb, beautiful sounding digital spring reverb, and then we've got a couple of effects built in. Now on the Super Series, so that's the Super 60 112 and the Super 60 212, you've got a tremolo and a chorus built in. And the chorus is from the Spiral Array Black Country Customs pedal that Laney make and sounds absolutely fantastic and is very versatile. On the back, you've got the layer technology, which is their IR DI out technology, giving you 2 different IRs to switch between. Sounds fantastic. That's on an XLR with a ground loop as well. And they really are fantastic sounding amplifiers that you can check out from Sweetwater. So let's start with channel 1. Again, completely clean. This goes clean all the way up and has got tons and tons of headroom on, and then we'll engage the boost so you can hear some edge of breakup tones. This is similar to what you heard at the beginning of the video. I've got the volume just over halfway. EQ is set completely flat. The amp sounds great just EQ'd up the middle like that without worrying too much about kind of finding the tone of the amp, and it sounds like this. Super clean, great for pedals, really nice pedal platform. If we now engage the boost using the switch, and you can do this with foot switches as well. Now we've got a little bit of boost and we're in that edge of breakup territory. I'll switch to position 4. Beautifully dynamic with the pick, it just sounds beautiful and feels great to play. If we increase the boost further, bring the volume down. You can hear it crunching up and growling just like a tube amp would. And that takes us into the territory that we need for channel 2. So we can switch over to channel 2 here, gain about halfway up. The volume is, what, on about 3, I would say? 2, between 2 and 3. And it's fairly gainy. Bring the bright switch down. Great lead tones available, and then if we bring the boost in as well, bring the volume down a little bit more. These are very, very loud amplifiers. fantastic tones available. Now let's switch back to the clean channel really quickly. I'm going to engage the bright switch here and show you the effects. So with the bright switch on to the neck pickup, crystal clean cleans, turn the boost off, bring the volume up. Let's start with the tremolo. So bring the switch up, we've got a rate and a depth control. Bring the switch down, we get into the chorus mode here. We'll bring the depth down and the rate up, sort of like an 80s vibe. Or bring the depth up, bring the rate up. So the difference between the Super range, which is basically the Super 60212 and the 112, and then the smaller brother of the just standard 60112, is the effects section. So you haven't got the tremolo and the chorus on the smaller version, and you don't have the layer DI output on the smaller version as well. But if you're somebody who just wants a very small, compact amplifier that's really loud, very giggable, and you don't need those features on there, it's a fantastic alternative at a very good price. If you need the extra features, the Super range is going to get you there with, again, the tremolo and the chorus, and also the layer DI output with the IRs on there as well. Perfect for recording at home. Okay, so let's move on to the loud pedal now. Again, it's a Lionheart Loudpedal in this case. This is a 60 watt solid state floor-based amplifier. Again, similar to the Foundry series, this gives you 2 channels, but in this case it's a little different. We've got 2 identical channels here. So you can see on the floor here, we've got volume, gain 2, volume and gain 1. And both channels have a 3-way bright switch going from bright to normal to dark. Then you've got the tone control, that's the overall master tone control, and then a shared 3-band EQ. Same spring reverb from the Foundry series, and you've got a boost on here as well, plus 30 dB. Now, a couple of other things that you've got on here, as well as the foot switches that are on there, because it's a floor-based unit. It's made in the UK. It's really high quality, great quality components, handcrafted in the Black Country Customs workshop in Laney HQ down in Birmingham. You've also got MIDI jacks on there for MIDI out and MIDI in, and that allows you to control any MIDI devices or switch the boost, the reverb, and the channels via a MIDI switcher. USB on there that gives you the layer from the Foundry series as well, but the IRs that are in there were created by me. So there's a couple of different IRs using an SM57 and a Royal 121 from my own cabs, which is pretty cool. Effects loop on there as well, so really high spec, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. So what I want to do is give you an idea of some of the tones available. So I'm on channel 1. I've got the reverb halfway up. You can see where the tone controls are set, just a little mid and treble boost, cut the bass a little bit, and the overall master tone control is set almost to 0. And this is nice, clean tones. So on my Ibanez TQM2 here, I'm using the neck pickup. Big, thick, fat, clean tones. Really responsive. Again, sounds like a tube amp in a solid state format. Now, what you can do here, if you increase the gain, is you can get into edge of breakup territory, bring the volume down, because this is a really, really loud amplifier. There's a lot of volume on top here. It's a very giggable amp. If you add the boost in there as well, this is a plus 30 dB boost, you can get into really quite high gain territory that's not available on the original Lionheart amplifier unless you had a third-party boost in the front end. So we bring this down, let's add the boost in there. Things get really loud and nicely sort of semi-saturated now with a tight low end. here's a good point just to really quickly show you the bright and dark switches. So I'm in the middle setting now. If I go down to the dark mode, check out how the high end has rolled off. Let's go up to the bright setting. Things get a lot brighter. And then briefly back to the normal position. So really, really versatile. There's a lot of tones you could get out of this, and you can set up channel 2 or channel 1 to have any range of those tones, from super cleans all the way up to those kind of slightly more saturated tones. So it's very, very versatile. And as I say, the DI out on there as well with the IRs sounds absolutely fantastic. And you can load your own IRs in there. And both of those IRs have their own parametric EQ. So there we go. That is the Laney Lionheart Foundry amps and the Loudpedal. If you've got any questions, make sure you contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks for watching and checking out the products with me. I'll see you in another video. Cheers, guys.